Good morning, everybody. Hello, if I could just have your attention just for a few minutes. It's good to see so many of you here today. My name is Sharon Wilding and I'm one of the trustees of the centre. Hilary, the chair, who many of you will know quite well, would have been here today, so she sends her apologies. But she's actually flying off to India, so what can we say? Just a well-deserved holiday. You'll know, those of you that have been coming to the centre for a long time, it's 3 years now since the centre was opened. There's a lot has happened, a lot has been achieved in that time, and I think we've proved that we can maintain and run the centre. But we need to look forward. We need to think about the different things that members want and the different things that people need. And so with that in mind, we decided that it was time to appoint a new leader to give some fresh ideas to the centre. So I'm here today just to introduce to you our new CEO, Ketsia. There you go.
Oh. Thank you so much. I think probably many of you are thinking is how on earth do we pronounce her name? I did have a little prompt, but realised there are so many of you that this is actually less than useless. So, I'm guessing you can't read it this far away? Okay, so the way it's spelled is Keziah, and yes, it is unusual. For those interested, it's an old Bible name. She was the daughter of Job, who looked after her father in his dotage. It's pronounced as if the Z is a T and an S. Once you've got it, you've got it. I've been around a number of years. I've always had the same name. I'm very accustomed to people getting it wrong. So don't be embarrassed if you do. I'd rather you got it wrong than said, oh, hi, and felt uncomfortable. So I promise you, once you've got it, you've got it. I'm very excited to be joining the centre as CEO. I don't officially start till the 19th of Feb. I'm still kind of under contract and on notice where I am currently. But I've been popping in quite a lot just to understand a little bit about the centre, and I've had some meetings with some key people. I'll be working 4 days a week to part-time. To begin with, Wednesdays will be my non-working day, so I should generally, most weeks I'll be here Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I just wanted to tell you, I suppose, a little bit about me. You might think, well, where's she come from? What can she bring to us, to the centre? I've spent 12 years working in the charitable sector, most recently at a very large charitable organisation called CAF, the Charities Aid Foundation, which you may or may not be aware of. So they're based in Westmoreland and in London. And there I was working with incredibly wealthy people, just stratospheric kind of, trying to help them give money away charitably, but also in a kind of very responsible and smart way. If you've got shed loads of that money to give, you need to have some kind of plan and need to have some kind of strategy. Before that, I was for 5 years at Kent Community Foundation, just over in Ashford. And that was an organisation that championed local causes for the benefit of the people of Kent. And actually that's when the centre first came on my radar. That was when the capital build was going on for this fabulous building. And I know through one of our donors that we had, we supported the centre. And the other connection I had, I see the photo there, and I think there might be 1 or 2 people. We also supported the Red Wheelies through, again, one of our generous supporters at the time. So it's slightly been on my radar, the centre, for a while. And I think I wanted to tell you, it's a slightly personal journey, but one of the things that led me to be interested in the centre and want to know more. Almost a year ago, I had brain surgery for a non-cancerous tumour, which was horrible at the time, but most of us here have had to deal with some kind of illness or poor health. But what was interesting was that a number of the neurological symptoms, from my understanding, and you will know a lot more than me, of MS were similar to the symptoms that I had, both pre-surgery and post-surgery. So my balance went, which meant it was difficult walking, and I felt like I looked like I was drunk. So I started going out less, therefore my will got smaller, therefore I got a bit down, dum-de-dum-de-dum. So I've had a glimpse into some of those things. Fatigue was another symptom, and I know that fatigue isn't just being a bit tired or very tired or exhausted. It's beyond that. You cannot function. Brain fog was another symptom. I'd forget the words to things. I'd get very confused very, very easily, and that has given me an insight. And I know it's a glimpse into what people living with MS have to go through. I'm very aware of that, but it has given me a glimpse of I have some experience of some of those symptoms in a very small way. So I think what have I come to? My first thoughts on the centre are it's a lovely place, it's a great community, it really is a social hub. I was expecting maybe 10 people, 15 people this morning, and I drove into the car park and thought, oh my word, it's Thursday, this is brilliant. I think there's a place with a lot of energy, which is great. We've got this fabulous building, which I know you're all very, very proud of. It's great. We've got a fabulous team of both staff and brilliant volunteers. We've got great therapies and services. We've got an awful lot of real strengths, and I think we are in a very, very strong position. I think when Sharon said we needed the appointment of a CEO, which you've done a blinding job going from Shackland, as I've heard it referred to this fabulous building, which is like, whew, and it's kind of, okay, we've got to make sure that in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years' time, we can offer the services and the therapies that are needed by people living with MS. I'm so sorry, MS. So that was a really bad slip, brain fog. So I think it is about kind of leadership and kind of some planning and thinking about the way forward, so we can still have this lovely building, offering all the same things, if not more, in kind of 5, 10, 15 years, and be in a position where we can help more and more people who are living with MS to just, improve in any small way their lives. I was sent the members' survey, and that's an invaluable source of information and intelligence. So thank you all for the time that you took to complete that. If you did, it's going to take me a while to kind of really number crunch it, but there's some really useful information, both the kind of yes, no, don't know, but also the anecdotal stuff. So thank you very, very much. And I'd be very happy if it's of interest. Once I've kind of got my feet under the table, I'd be very, very happy to run some kind of open session on the member survey, whether it's a Q&A, a brainstorm, whatever it is, if that's of interest. As I said, I need your help, and all the other members who aren't here today. I need your help to understand member needs, member wants, member desires, accepting that they are possibly 3 different things. We all have lots of desires, but they're quite different from needs. I also need your help understanding to improve my knowledge of both MS and what it's like living with MS and how it impacts on all aspects of your life. So for those who are very happy to share their journeys, I would love to hear more, because I do need to learn as much as I can in order to serve the needs of the members in the centre as best I can. I also want to very much initially, I want to be able to spend some time with members. How we do that, I think there are lots of different ways. I have my own office now, which is brilliant, which used to be, I think, referred to as the physio office, which is there, so you can see me. I won't be hiding down a corridor, coming out maybe once a month, once every 3 months. I'm there, you can see me. My desk is currently right up against that window. which feels a little bit big brother-ish, so I might be moving it slightly. Most of the time my door will be open. But I think there are ways that we can structure it quite informally, whether I say, you know, okay, yeah, a Tuesday and a Thursday between 11 and 1 is a kind of open session, open surgery session, or my door is open for drop-ins during that time, or I spend and can hang out in this area. But I think that communication and talking to each other is really, really vital. But I will need your help in kind of making that happen. If I'm standing or sitting on my own and interrupting conversations, I need you to come to me a bit as well. So I start on the 19th of February. I'm really looking forward to it. I've had a number of meetings. I've spoken to quite a lot of people already. This is my third visit this week, for example. There's a lot to be done. There's lots of kind of background stuff, some of which is just kind of day-to-day, you know, health and safety. Have we got the right fire notices? Have we got the right doors? All those kinds of things that members probably wouldn't notice, and there's no reason why you should. That's up to the kind of the organisation to sort out. But there's lots to be done, and there's lots that we can do. And I really hope we're all kind of pedalling in the same direction. So that's it from me. Thank you very much for your time, and please come, and there's a lot of new faces for me to remember. So if I don't recognise you or we've had a conversation, please forgive me and just say hi, we met when. All right, just because it's a little bit overwhelming, but in a good way. That's all. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.